YouTube, what's going on today? It's Tack the Hack here. We're hanging out, playing. We're back with a brand new video. First video in a very long time. So, welcome back to YouTube. Come hang out with me again. We're all back on the Civ 6. I'm loving this game. This game's so much fun. Just bought it for the Xbox Series X. Absolutely adore it. But I keep getting people who are asking me, Tack, what's going on? How do you get this game to play like you do? Well, I'm going to show you a very simple and easy way to get started in this game. The gameplay you're about to see is the start to the series that I want to do. And this series is going to be how to create and start a game in Civ 6 and learn to play. And learn how to play in a fun and easy environment where you're not going to get the crap kicked out of you every 5 minutes. So, hope you come to join. Hope you like this video. If you do, definitely hit the like button. Also, if you don't mind, hit the subscribe button so you can get videos from this channel every time. And hit the noti button. Make sure you get notified when those videos get uploaded. We're going to start uploading videos as soon as we possibly can, and as much as we possibly can. My new job has kept me from being able to do the things that I really love to do, which is stream and create content. But I'm now at a place where I feel like we can actually start incorporating that and my job. So I'm getting back into everything. Please join me over at twitch.tv/tackthehack and, enjoy this video. Everybody, this is Civ 6, of course. This is Gathering Storm. This has all of the good stuff in it. It has all of the expansions, all of the new civs, everything like that. Anything that has to do with that, it's all in here. So, what we're going to do today is I'm just going to set up a game. We're going to get started, and I'm going to play about, I would say, 50 to 100 turns. I'm not going to be explaining every turn that I make, except I will be starting out with the first at least 20 turns of an explanation of why I build the way I build like that. Now, these are just my experiences and from what I've learned throughout playing the game. Now, I've put well over 2,000 hours into this game alone, and I've put well over 600 hours into Civ 5 and well over 300 hours into Civ 4. I'm a very big Civ guy. Like, this is one of my favorite games. When I play a video game, this is what I like to do. So, you don't have to take this advice, but if you do, this is the best way to learn anyway how to get started to play Civ 6. Okay, so let's get started. I always like to go single player, and then you can start with creating a game. All right, now here's the biggest thing that I always tell new players. If you've never played this game, you don't understand what's going to happen. A lot of things are different from the vanilla version of the game to now. And when I say a lot of things are different, at the bottom of that screen down there are 8 checkboxes. Those 8 checkboxes completely change the game. They change all game modes. They make things completely different. They basically screw you. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and set everything up first, okay? Now, I don't like this little thing here because it doesn't give you all the options, and we want to make sure that we have all the options, okay? So, the best way to learn how to play this game, recommendations. I always like to play on a huge map. It just needs to be big. Keep it on continents, because continents is just pretty much a normal map. It's pretty easy. It keeps everything normal, okay? You can keep the everything leader pool on both 1 and 2. That way it's just pulling from all users, all leaders, doesn't matter what it is. Make sure you set resources to abundant. Now, most people would say, oh, well, that's cheating. This isn't really cheating. This is just allowing you to be able to find the most resources you possibly can. The funnest part about this game is being able to build up your Civ and then wreck everybody around you. It's really fun. It's really interesting. You can learn how to play with politics. You can learn how to play with religion. You can learn how to play with science. You can learn how to play with culture, where you develop all of these things very easy, and they're very self-explanatory. Science victory means that you achieved all of the technologies the fastest. You are able to launch a colonist ship to Alpha Centauri so that you guys can live forever. It's usually how the victories go with sciences, okay? In this game, same principle. You just try to produce as much science as you possibly can and have the most science you can get. Same with culture. Culture is self-explanatory. You have to be able to produce the most culture as a civilization. What we're going to go through today, and hopefully you all will understand, is that I like to play the domination one. Domination is you destroy everybody and you are the supreme leader of the world. It doesn't matter because the way that you don't enable the total kill option on there, so you don't have to remove everything from them, but you just want to make sure that you take the capitals. As long as you take every capital of all the civs that are left, then you win the game. Now, with that being said, the other opponents in the game can actually try to capture each other too. So that happens every now and then. You have to be careful with that. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I just ate breakfast. And so, anyway, what we're going to do is we're just going to set up the domination one because it's generally I feel like it always takes the longest because you have to build up an army and then you have to run people over. It's just kind of like that. But then you can also do it by being a diplomat. There's the diplomatic way is by gaining 20 diplomatic points in the UN. And I'll explain that more as the series goes on further. Like I said, we're going to get started on the first 100 turns, so we may get to a UN session in the first 100 turns today, but we may not. And then there is a religious way, which is where you can, if your religion is the most dominant religion in the world and you dominate every other civ's homeland with your religion, then you win. It's as you can see, here it is. So culture, gain the most culture. Diplomatic, get 20 points in the UN. Domination, take every capital in the game. Religion, same thing. You want your religion to be most dominant in there. And then there's the science victory, and then there's the overall score victory, but I don't like the score victory because that's based off of Civ and how they like their score. You gain points for everything you do during an actual era. So that's how your score gets tallied up. So if you are the best Civ during that era, you gain points to win the game. And you have to get to a certain point threshold in order to win the game, which is usually about 500. So that's why I don't like it, is because it usually keeps your game to a minimum of under about 350 to 400 turns. It's usually what it does. I mean, it sets the turn limit to 500, but you don't ever usually get there. So we're going to just turn off the score victory, science victory, religious victory, diplomatic, and culture. And then we're going to go back over here and make sure city-states are allowed. We want everything. We don't really care to mess with any of these because if you start messing with like the world age, it changes how the world looks. So it could be more mountains, it could be less mountains, it could be more desert, it could be things that really mess with growing. Oops, sorry. Things that really mess with growing and getting you out there. The next thing is the start position. I mean, a lot of people like to mess with this. They like to use legendary, but legendary usually puts you next to another civ. So it's kind of like and then you're battling for power all the time. You don't really want that, okay? You want to make sure that your temperature, I like just keeping everything standard. Same with the world. The temperature of the world is standard. Rainfall, standard. Sea level, standard. All right. And then we also want to make sure that you turn up all the city-states to the highest, the max you can get, because there's 24, and city-states give you bonuses. If you become the suzerain of the city-state, they gain you more and 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 more. They gain you just a lot of bonuses. In this instance, I'm going to go ahead and turn disaster intensity down to 0. And being that it says 0 that means that your disasters won't affect you. But recommendation, if you are kind of familiar with how Civ works, and you've played before and you just don't want to die all the time, then turn on the disaster intensity up to 2, and it just keeps it at like a normal play. You'll experience like flooding and tornadoes and hurricanes and the natural disasters that can come, but you won't experience them as frequent as if you had it all the way up to 4, which is apocalypse mode. And apocalypse mode is just, if you haven't learned how to play, it can ruin the game for you. And it just takes a long time to learn. So we're just going to go ahead and for sake of starting out, I'm going to keep the disaster intensity at 2 because I know how to play this game a little bit. So I'll be able to at least handle the 2. If I had it on 4, I'd be fine. Even then, it just kind of annoys me a little bit. But we're going to keep it at domination. We're going to keep everything like that. Here's the key part, okay? Most people don't understand this, is that the lowest difficulty you can get in Civ 6 is the Chieftain, or is Settler, sorry. The highest you can get is Deity. And Deity is, let me tell you, is a challenge. I still struggle with Deity myself, but it's fun. It just makes things super interesting. You have to pretty much try to shoot for like one good thing an era, and then you just kind of have to like pray that you get one of them. There will be more to this series, and you'll understand why at the end when I tell you everything that I've kind of shared. But that's what'll be happening. So we're going to leave it there. We're going to go ahead and go up to Settler. That way we can make it the easiest. And yeah, some people you can judge and you can say, oh, well, you're not really doing anything. But this video, like I said, is intended for people to learn how to play the game. The one thing that I hear from a lot of people is like, oh, I tried that game, but it was really tough and I didn't really understand it. Well, let me make a video for you. I'll help you out. We'll get you going, and you can play this game for real and see if you like it. It's actually really fun. So we're going to keep it at Settler. We're going to start in the Ancient Era. Jesus, I gotta really quit hitting the mic. But we're going to start in the Ancient Era. We're going to keep the game speed standard for sake of time. We're not going to turn off the turn limit, because this way you can build and work and do and take as long as you need to grow your massive army to destroy the leaders of the other civs. And then you can just leave everything else the way it is. If you really, really don't want much of a challenge, you can turn off the barbarians, but I recommend keeping barbarians because, one, they give your early starting units bonus, and they also give your cities, or they're a way to make money. So that you can, you'll get things from them, and it'll help you throughout the game. Now, we're not going to turn on any of these, okay? I will do an entire series where I talk about each one of these modes more in depth. But this one turns barbarians into clans so that they can actually turn into city-states. Makes the game very difficult. Dramatic ages means that there is no more, so the way Civ kind of works, and I was going to break this down a little bit later, but I can break it down now, is that there's 3 eras. You have a dark age, you can have a normal age, or you can have a golden age. Dramatic age is just basically is you're either in a dark age or you're in a golden age. You have 2 choices. That's it. That's all you can do. And I'll explain the points and how it works later on, and we'll get a little further into that throughout the start of this, but I don't want to break these down too far. Heroes and Legends enables you to get it enables you to get heroes such as Beowulf or King Arthur or Mulan or anything like that. You're able to create them, and you get to they're distinct to one of your cities. And then if you create one in one city, you can't create another. But you can bring them back, and they only last a certain amount of time, and they only, you know what I mean, you can only do a certain amount of things with them. But, excuse me, you can do a lot of things with it. Monopolies and corporations mode, it brought a feature from one of the earlier civs that was kind of lacking from this, and that you can create corporations and have monopolies throughout your businesses using your luxury resources. Secret Societies mode is one of my favorite things that they've added with the Gathering Storm expansion. And the Secret Societies mode is like you get to become part of like a secret society clan kind of thing, and your Civ follows their rules, and it adds some extra cool stuff to your. There's one of them that's pretty much overpowered, in the fact that you literally get to build. You get extra stuff with your governments and with your money and things like that. Zombie defense mode is probably the worst thing they've ever added to this fucking game. And I'll say that out loud. And anybody who wants to challenge me can challenge me on that. But zombie defense mode is garbage. They're overpowered. In especially on console. Console is ridiculously overpowered. But PC is not so bad. Console is terrible. Just terrible. Basically enables zombies that can pop up from anywhere where you've had a battle outside of your land or inside of your land. Some fucking zombies just roll up and hit you. So yeah, it is what it is. Apocalypse mode is, like I said, disasters get turned up to 4, everything gets heightened, and you have a chance of pretty much like watching your city wash away in a flood or get hit with a bunch of volcanoes or anything like that. With us having disaster enabled to 2, all the volcanoes will try to erupt, and if we're next to one, it can cause problems on our city. Tech and Civic Shuffle mode, excuse me. This is pretty cool. They just changed this. Just changes the way the tech tree and the civic trees look. That's all it does. And it rotates like which one's which and where it goes and what does what. So this is really cool. In this instance, I'm going to go ahead and just literally pull off a couple of these because I don't like running. One, it helps your game load and run a lot faster when you don't have a bunch of leaders in there. All right. And 2, whoops. I'm a little high, everybody. So, yeah. All right. So we're going to run with 5 leaders. A lot of times I run with 6. Just cause. Yeah. Actually, yeah. We'll add 6 in there. All right. So we're gonna run with 6 randoms. Cause I don't want to. I have a list of my favorite leaders, and I'll post them up in the video here. During the editing, I'll do a transition. We can do a transition to that. And I'll show you what my favorites are. In this instance, I'm not really too worried about what my favorites are, because I don't really want us to go off of my favorite Civ leader. I would like you to learn how to get to them. So since this is a everybody's learning experience kind of video, let's run random leaders no matter what, okay? Now, for me, I always like to, if I run random leaders, I always do random dead. So if I don't like the first one, load up another one. If I don't like the second one, I load up a third one, and the third one's it. That's it. That's all you do. Random dead, and then you get to play. But then you get to learn how to play with a Civ that you don't like. If you like the Civ, or it's something that you're like, okay, yeah, no, that sounds good, then you can go ahead and do it. So for this one, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and hit Save Configuration. As you can see, I already have one over here called Starter. That's kind of like the one that I like to build when I'm building and I'm just starting out and I'm just kind of feeling like messing around. I don't have any other ones that I have set up yet because my other games I'm still learning deity level game, and it is absolutely bananas. And you'll see that shortly. I'll probably do a deity stream on Twitch and follow me, twitch.tv/tactohack. Join me over there. We're going to be starting up shortly. We have new things coming down the line. I can't tell you everything that I want to do, but new merch coming. We have new logos coming. I have a brand new website that I'm building currently and launching. All of this is going to be ran using AWS and other things like that. And the best part is that my new website is going to be free, and it's going to be linked to, you can come in, you can send a donation, it'll be all linked to my Streamlabs stuff. You can go get the new merch that drops. You can go get everything you need, and you can do that all at my new website. It's coming soon. All right. I'll have the URL shortly, and I'll be able to at least advertise a little bit more on there. Also, for now, if you need to keep up on anything, make sure you hit me up on any of the socials. I'm on them all. I'm on Instagram. I'm on the Twitter, @TactoHack. On both of those. You can hit me up there. We can hang out. We can chat. I'm on Discord. If you need links, head over to tactohack.live. And at tactohack.live, you can be at merch. You can donate to the channel. And you can find in there my Discord. Join the Discord channel. Come hit me up. We can chat. We can hang out. We can play games. We can find time. I am pretty busy lately because of my job, but I am trying to fit in making videos, making content, and looking forward to starting to stream again. So let's get back to the game. We're gonna go ahead and call this, or let's go ahead and call this begin. We'll just call it that. Next one. Save it. Go ahead and start the game. And here we go.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far.
This is
now
probably
begins your
the
greatest
best
quest
Civ to get
from
for
this
a
early
domination
cradle
victory.
of civilization on
Best
towards the
Civ
stars.
to get for a domination victory.
Robert the
right now.
Bruce, as the stalwart defender of Scotland, you are no stranger.
We're just gonna move on from that because yeah. So this is the best way to start. Okay, one, you will always start with a settler and a warrior. All right. I myself like to get everything kind of automated for the first at least 15 to 20 turns. Reason being, it makes things go by so much faster. You're just like boop, 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 boop. Done. All right. So this actually is a really good spot. It's located right next to a lake, which is awesome. It could be a little bit better if we would have just went over to the river there, but at this moment, we got a pretty good start. We could build a city over here, and that'll help us out as well. Let's get everything automated, like I said. So, first thing you're going to do is on your left bumper here, you can check this out. On computer, same thing. You can go up to the left corner. On the left corner, it's going to be with the, you'll see the science up there, and you'll see the code of laws is always the first civic that you start with. It's just the generic one, and that's how it works. So what we're going to go ahead and do is, since this is just a normal, everything's normal kind of thing, we're going to start out with going with your sciences, and we're going to do research. Now, if you're close to a place that's been flooded or has floodplains, you're going to really want to start with pottery, because pottery will give you the ability to build the Great Bath. The first person to build the Great Bath prevents flooding in their civ in their capital city, and it's pretty awesome. You kind of want to do that. So since we're like right next to a lake and a river, I'm going to go ahead and add this to the queue. We're going to start with pottery this time. Next one I like to start with is mining. Then I like to go with animal husbandry, and then we move on to the next ones. Since we are landlocked currently, we kind of want to rock with we want to go with astrology first, then we can do sailing, then we do irrigation, riding, archery, and finish out the rest of the area. Okay, now this will keep you going for a little while. Next one I always like to go 2 eras at a time. 1, it keeps you going, and 2, it helps everything build. 2, in this era, I really like to start with currency and mathematics. Oops. Now, I got the wrong one on there, but that's shipbuilding, but it's okay. I really like to go with those as my first ones. Shipbuilding will be fine because it'll allow us to do things a little differently, but it'll be okay. We'll make it happen. And then you just kind of finish out the rest of the era however you like it. You don't have to put ironworking at 19. You can do it at 8 or at 7 or 18 if you'd like, but make sure you try to keep construction about 17. A little bit further if you'd like. And this way, this is where we'll probably end today. So we'll pick it up when we come back. We'll pick up with the medieval era. Next one that I like to do, same thing. Like I said, I like to get 2 civs or 2 civics and 2 research done today, and I like to do them 2 at a time. I like eras to kind of run 2 at a time. That way I know what's coming and what's not, and it just helps you build and get going a little bit faster. So first things first, I like to start with, since we have a boost to foreign trade already, it's a good thing. We can already just go like that. Next thing, we'll just kind of finish out the era here and go craftsmanship. The next one we want to work on is we want to go to political philosophy. That is that will get us our everything that will kick off everything we need to build a strong civ, because it gives us unlocks the first governments, and we'll get to probably we'll get started with Monarchy as soon as we can, and then after that you want to make sure you get the games and reg, drama and poetry, and then that's the last one you want, theology. Finish out the civ, or finish out the era however you'd like. And then just because I kind of really want to get this, I wouldn't mind setting up a third one here because this one's not very long. The next one you're going to want to go right after is Monarchy. That's the first government that's or the first second tier government that's unlocked. It also gives you a bonus. So it helps grow your religion and it gives you a bonus. It's really actually very helpful. And then pretty much the rest of this can kind of go its own way. You can do it whatever way you want to go after that. But that's what I'd recommend is making sure that at least you get Monarchy first out of this era, and then everything else kind of can fall in line. And that takes care of all of that for right now. That's pretty awesome. The next thing I always do is, as you saw, I had moved the warrior. Usually I just put them on auto run. They get to run by themselves, and they get to explore and find new stuff. And then hopefully our first tribal village will give us a settler or give us a scout, which will help us get somewhere. As far as scouting out what's around us and if there's any other civs or if there's any other city-states or anything like that. But I always start out with the monument, and then here's a neat little trick that they've added. It's called the queue. It's pretty awesome. It allows you to build and make things really easy. So here's the next thing. This is key here, okay? I like to build the monument, then I always build a scout. If I don't find a tribal city or tribal village that gives me a scout, you need to make one. You need a scout. At least one, most likely 2. But by the time we get to the need for a second one, I'll have enough money to just buy one. So that's usually what we'll do. We'll either buy a scout or a slinger. But the next thing you'll want to build is a slinger, and then when we have 2 population, we'll build a settler. But we can't do it right now, so we'll just go ahead and do that. So that's going to blow through this first one here. And see, we could have went with mining first, and it would have probably been a better choice because then we could have got mining for these, but that's okay. Come on, guy, you can find me something. We're burning through the first 4 turns here. 5. Alright, there we go. Alright. So as you can see, 1, storm's growing. 2, we just got the village, and we got the new population. Alright, cool. So, we'll go ahead and do that. Just put them back onto auto. Go back, make sure that we add that. Nothing new from districts yet. You can go ahead and go. You see how easy this is? This isn't too hard. I think we're good right here. Oh, we found our first.
At his best, man is...
Alright, we got Code of Laws done. Alright, we found this event. We found Vatican City. We got the first envoy. That's how you become the suzerain of a city. You have the most envoys in their area. Now, city-states are really cool. They give you bonuses on everything, but two, they really, really help you in this aspect. Let's explain this just a little bit further, okay? So currently, Vatican City, when you have a little bubble like that, that means that they want you to train something. They want me to train a spearman. I don't have the ability to train a spearman yet, but that'll be coming shortly. We'll get that going as soon as we possibly can, so that we can get another envoy. That way we can earn an envoy to Vatican City. We really want to be the suzerain of. You really want to be the suzerain of anybody who's religious, money, or which is yellow. They're like any of the yellow city states, white city states, yellow city states, match for gold, and then I like to have the blue city states. That's science. And there's one key red city state, which is for building and things like, or red is for units, for like your army, and how powerful, and they help you out with like building units and getting units and all that kind of thing. But there's one that's very key, and it's Valletta, and Valletta is if you are the suzerain of that city, it allows you to use faith to build all the basic things to build your cities. So basically, you can just use your free faith that you have lying around to buy anything and everything you need in your city. And it's kind of crazy, so it's a little overpowered, but you really want to have that city state. But for now, we just have Vatican City. So we're going to go and we're going to... Oops. So, as I said, they have, as you can see, with one envoy, we get +1 faith in the capital and every shrine building that we have. We get, with 3 envoys, you get +2 faith in every temple and consulate building, with +3 faith in every worship and chancery building. And then you get 3 envoys and more if you're the suzerain of these guys. When you activate a great person, they spread 400 religious pressure of your founded or majority religion to cities within 10 tiles. And you also gain these bonuses. You get 1 diplomatic favor for every turn. The city-state will follow you into war and peace with other players. So if you like go to war with somebody, the city-state land becomes friendly territory. So you can not only move through them, you can heal there and upgrade them. That becomes key later on in the game. Your builder units can improve city-state tiles. So for some reason, if a city-state doesn't decide to like get oil because they have it there and you know it's there, you can run over and be like, no, this is not a farm, this is oil. And then boom, build an oil well and get the oil, and they help you with that. You get their resources. And then you can pay gold to take over their military. Normally, you don't really want to take over their military unless you desperately have to. I've never really had that happen to me. I mean, I've had it happen to me in game where I was playing against somebody on online, but I've never had anybody like try to do that. So now that we've gone through and we got our first civic done, the first civic, which is Code of Laws, allows you to get your first initial government, which is just 2. And you can view all governments right here. It's called Chieftain. And I like to run when I'm just doing a bare bones game without anything else or anything like that. The Secret Society mode kind of changes how you play the game a little bit, and we'll go through that when I do my Secret Societies mode series, which will be coming down shortly. But for today, we're just going to do the basic normal thing, like I said. So we're going to continue on. For right now, I like to start out with making sure that I have +5 attack per unit when it comes to fighting barbarians. 1, we have it set at like at the easiest mode you can set it to, but 2, this way your guys won't die in combat when you're playing. Like I said, the intent of this entire video series and what we're doing here is to make you not get discouraged at the game. I want you to learn how to play, and the best way to learn how to play is just that if you can see how everything functions and how everything works and how everything's nice and how everything plays well together, and then you can learn to you can create a strategy from that. And you can try it on other levels, on other difficulty levels. You can change up the world. You can add in all of those crazy ass things, and it'll make things a lot better for you. But shortly, once we have our faith and everything like that is high enough, and we don't need this one anymore, we're going to switch over to urban planning, because that really helps your initial city grow, and it helps you get going, and it helps you like do things, and it helps you get like it really does help those cities kind of boost up a little bit. And this one's also nice as well if you start out and you have a bunch of scouts. This is really fun because then you can set your scouts out and they gain like triple XP every time they do it. But for now, we're going to start with Discipline and God King. And let those go ahead and roll. Sorry everyone. So we're going to roll that one around, go like that, and we're going to keep moving. So we're at turn 10.
I thought clay must...
Yeah, we got pottery. So we have 61 gold right now, and I don't want to go ahead and do it yet, but we're going to go ahead and start thinking about what we're going to do with our money. Now we're getting close. If we get to 120, we'll have enough to get a scout. We want 140 if you want to just build a slinger. And since we already are building a settler right afterwards, we may want to think about just building a slinger. That's pretty cool. Jerusalem is over there. Same thing just happened. Yep. There's a city close. There's somebody close. There's another city, or another civ close. We didn't become... So if you want to know if a city is close to you, or another civilization is close to you, Jerusalem did not give us an envoy when we met them. So we were not the first first civ to meet them. That means that there's another civ over there. Hooray!
Every nation lives by exchanging.
Alright, so we got barbarians. They're close. It's okay. We're going to do what we talked about.
Who deserves more credit?
We're going to go ahead and get a... there we go. Alright. I always just put them on automate and let them roll around. We're going to have enough to buy a slinger before this one's built, I think. This one's created. So... Ooh, found another one. Where? There we are. Give me something cool. Give me another scout. Give me another scout. Or money. Scout or money. That's what we're hoping for. Yeah, you're gonna get hit. Wham! Wham! Gain 6 XP. I'm about it. Yeah, you better run. Bastard. He doesn't like that. Oh, yeah, they just came and joined our village. Although, we get to do what's one of my favorites, which is starting a Pantheon. Creating a Pantheon, this is what your religion's gonna like, its first belief is. Like, the one thing that you like to do. Now, the one thing I like to do is gain bonuses. I like bonuses, and great people give you bonuses. And by they give you bonuses, I mean they are the bonus. It's really cool when you get to use a great person to help you gain a buttload of science, or gain a bunch of money, or be able to build an extra zone in your city and not actually have the room for it, because each city has a limit on there depending on how many people or how many thousands of people are living in there. That's what that 1, 2, or 3 means, is like how many people are living in your city. And so if you create a settler, it takes one. But Anyway, to continue what I like to do, a lot of people like to use the river goddess if you're right next to a river. This is really cool. It gives you 2 amenities and 2 housing if a city is right next, if they have the holy site next to a river. So they just need to be like somewhere close to a river over there. Monument to the Gods is pretty cool, except it really doesn't help you out after Ancient and Classical Era. It does not help at all. Divine Spark is probably my favorite one because it's the one that helps with great people. You get 1 from a prophet, 1 from a scientist, 1 from theater squares with an amphitheater for writers. That actually helps a lot late game. So I always select Divine Spark. You can look into the other ones. They're all really cool, but they're not like that. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to definitely get Vatican City because we want to make sure we're going to get at least a Golden Age. Or, well, get out of the Dark Era. We don't want to be a Dark Era. That is no bueno, okay? Next thing we're going to do is we're going to set this guy over here because I'm actually going to build a city on the other side of this. That's what we're doing right now. If that guy wants to play, he'll come play with that. Hey, we're close to the ocean over here too, so we might actually have to build a city over there. Currently, we're doing that. Now we're up through 25 turns.
I am fond of...
It's going to go like that. We now have 145. So in this instance, we're going to do this. I'm going to buy another one of these. Then we're going to turn it back on. We're going to turn the queue back on because we want to start building stuff. I'm going to hit the granary. We need trader. And then we need about 2 builders. Those are helpful if you can't build the Great Bath yet. Which over here hasn't flooded yet, so it's not ready. But I can send this slinger up here to kill this guy. I wish it would let me do that. Come back here real quick. We're going to bring him back home really fast. And then we'll try to heal him up real fast and do it that way. Oh yeah. We'll send that one over there then. It's the one we created. Send the other one back over. There we go. The best part about that whole thing is we got the boost to archery. That means you can build archers a lot faster. And they're helpful to defend your city early. Ooh, did we get the first one? Damn it. Nope. See, I like Brussels. Production's helpful no matter what you do. But their Suzerain is awesome because it gives you production towards wonders. And so you get to build like the Great Bath and other things like that really quickly. Very helpful. Alright. So we're going to just have him post up right there. I don't know, yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if that dude's just gonna take off. I don't know what he's gonna do, but he's not gonna like me if I get a hold of him.
Look back over the
crowd over there, that kind of sucks. Oops. messed up big time. Damn it. Okay, well, don't do what I just did. Maybe I'll have to edit that out and clip it. Fuck. Anyway. Yeah, I'll just leave it on there. You guys can get the raw video. You know what? Fuck it. We did this. It's one take, raw video. I don't care. I don't care. Alright. Case in point. I don't care. Alright. You guys will get to see it. Let's see. Hi. Hi. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to what I was gonna do. So the next thing is it gave me a governor title. This is really cool. Governors is something that's very helpful to the game. They help not only boost your civ, but they come into play and help with like city-states. In this instance, I'm going to appoint Amani because I want her to go to Brussels. And I want her to help us gain the suzerain of them. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go find out what they really want me to get, which is get a great merchant, which isn't going to happen in this era because it's just not going to happen. It's a little early for the great merchant call. Hey, asshole. Come up here. Come up here and meet my slinger. Oh, that's a good idea. Get down over there. Yeah, you can't go nowhere now, Chief.
Ik ben Wilhelmina, koningin der Nederlanden. Het is mijn grote eer u eindelijk te ontmoeten.
Hi, Wilhelma. Whatever. I do not like that Civ. She is all culture based. Pain in the ass. Alright. Like I said, this is the reason why I like doing this is because it's random. You're going to learn how the Civ works, how it plays out. And each Civ has its own, like, set of things that it does. Hooray! So, if you click on him, like this is me, Robert Bruce, can declare a war of liberation after gaining the defensive tactic civic, 100% production and +2 movement for the first 10 turns after declaring a war of liberation. So I can just declare war whenever the hell I fucking feel like it after I get the defensive tactic civic and just go to war. Alright? Happy cities receive an additional 5% science and 5% production. Happy cities generate +1 great science point per campus and +1 great engineer point per industrial zone. Ecstatic cities double all of those. This is why I said I'm not even going to change my civ, because this guy is a fucking animal. He will do everything we need him to do. Alright? Not only that, but you get the coolest unit in the game, Highlander. You can build golf courses, and the bonuses you gain from all these things. The best part about this, golf courses. +2 amenity and +2 gold. +1 culture if adjacent to a city center, which is like right next to your capital. Or right next to your city's like main hub. And +1 culture if adjacent to an entertainment complex district. So if you put it in the middle of, if you put an entertainment complex district two blocks away from your city center, and then you put in the middle of that a golf course, it gains stupid. You get stupid. And it's really fun. They gain additional tourism and housing as you advance through the civics and technology tree. Cannot be placed on desert or desert hills. One per city, though. That's the thing that they changed it to. You used to be able to build unlimited of them, and then it would just turn into a fucking joke. It just literally, like, that's what made them super overpowered. So they limited that and changed it back to one per city. And tiles with golf courses cannot be swapped. So once you put a golf course on it, you can't change it. It can't go anywhere else. It can't do anything else. Literally, that's it. And you get +1 appeal, which makes them either better, which makes them make more money. It's dumb. Okay, just absolutely dumb. And Wilhelma, she's just not very good. You can look. It won't. Well, it doesn't show me exactly what it is, but she's just, yeah. She's a little weird. She's a little weird. A lot of her stuff, like I said, is based off culture. She's a very culture based Civ leader. Yeah, he didn't like that. He's like, nope. Let that guy go and grow. And we're up to turn 36 so far. Damn, man, we're just flying through these first turns. We're an hour in. Yeah, welcome back, dude. You're dead. So, thanks for that. Probably time to get ready to move this guy, but we'll do it here now. Yeah, you're moving down there. And look, she's sending out 2 settlers. You know what? Just let it do its thing. It's kind of building what I wanted it to build, so this probably will work out the way I think it's gonna work out. So what I'm hoping here is the play is
physician without skill.
I'm gonna drop a city right here, and then of course that's just gonna wait there. We're gonna send our scout out to do his thing, and then in this one we're gonna set up granary, monument, great bath. And actually, may or may not do all of that because we'll send one of our builders over there. Come out of there, bud. Okay. Wham! Amsterdam's like, please save us. Go steal that settler. Seriously, go steal that settler. I'll heal up for a second and block that dude. Go steal that settler. Please go steal that settler. Damn it! I was hoping that it was going to do not that. That kind of sucks. Yeah, keep healing. We're in their territory. That'll still, like, it'll piss them off. So, yep, you're dead. How do you already have 2 settlers? Like, that's what I don't understand. Is just like sometimes this game just like seems like they get a settler and then another settler and another settler, and within a matter of like 5 turns. It's like, how'd you do that? Hello. Met Laventa. That's another... Jiminy crickets. Enough faith cities right here all in a row. They're all going to be at war with each other. It's usually what happens. Well, you're just going to sit there. Yeah, your delegation can come hang out. She's sending us a trade route. It's okay, we're about to make a trader too, so. We have 187.
Bravery?
And we just did that. That's freaking awesome. So, instead of me sending it to get money, I just sent it to the other city so that it'll help me build stuff faster. This way we can do what I'm about to do, which is build a holy site. Actually, yeah, we'll do it that way. We'll do one builder for this city, and then we'll build a holy site, then we'll do another builder for Roxburgh. And that way it'll help out. I want to build a city over here, but I need to clear out that encampment first. I know there's something over there. Like, I really want to send this over here, but I don't know for sure what's over here. How you doing? Alright, well, if you don't die...
It is not that...
Yeah, I'm gonna champion your ass. Oh! It's just upgrading him. Makes him better. You really, for scouts, you want to make sure you have the top 2 blocks, because that helps them move faster in forest, hills, and things like that. It helps them move faster in the forest and see through the forest and be able to move faster on hills. So they move faster no matter what. Damn it. I'm going away. Okay. Since I'm desperate... Since I'm desperate to make sure that we don't get stuck in a dark era, I'm going to reassign her from there, and I'm going to send her over to Vatican City, where we're close. Yeah, actually, I could send her to Laventa if I wanted to. That'll help. That'll get us at least through that. Can now see what's over here. Ah, damn it. Sorry. I'll edit that out.
Caire.
Hello,
Pericles
Pericles.
ton Athenone mi. Kai dexiumai se hepetes demokratias.
Hello, Pericles. You asshole. You. That slinger's a badass, man. He's knocking fools. Somebody already knows archery. Alright, cool. We'll get a golden edge. Alright, horses. Sure, I'll take your 7 gold and your 20 horses. I won't argue there. Free money and horses for open borders. That's all they wanted. We'll have enough to buy the shrine. Their little scout has just got hosed. So, as you can tell, this game is more of like a marathon game. It takes a lot longer. You have to move a little bit differently. And things kind of fall in a different path. The one thing that I like about this game that makes you feel that's pretty fun about it is how long it does take, and how quickly you can start building an army and building things up and doing the things you need to do really quickly. And what I'm about to do right here is basically steal money from Brussels, but I need the money. I need the money, and it'll help us in the long run. So what you do is to clear the encampment, you get on top of it, just kill the guy there, and get out of there. So now, I'm not going to get a golden era out of this one. I know for a fact. I'll get a normal age, which is fine. I'd rather have the golden era, but we're not going to, I don't think we're going to get it yet. We're not going to get it in time. It's just not going to happen. So, what I am going to do, though, is I am going to start looking to see if I can get this one up here. And we're going to work towards building a 3rd city. It's about time. Yeah, especially since Roxburgh is up to 4. Put settler. And a slinger. If it gets there, it gets there, but I doubt it will.
The man who has...
Oh, shit. That means it's close. Well, that puts me in a perfect spot to do this. Now, I can either purchase the settler, save our money, we can purchase the settler, or I'm going to do what I'm about to do, which is buy another unit, which is a warrior. We're going to send him over there to fuck those guys up. Him plus my slinger, yeah, these guys are going to be dead. And we'll take that money and use it.
It is equally...
You are a turd. You are a turd. You are a turd. Hey, 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 hey. The next one that I'm going to appoint is the financer. I want to make sure that we get her in. She's going to come into Sterling. Wait, what? Why didn't you go to Sterling? Go to Sterling. Assign to Sterling. Thank you. Stupid thing. But when you get her to